Ready.
Okay. Hey y'all, welcome to WhizBangBabble. I got my girl EC's here with me today to talk about professionalism. I'm gonna say that all over again. Here we go. Okay. Hey y'all, welcome to WhizBangBabble. I got my girl EC's here with me today to talk about professionalism within our industry, the hair industry, because that's our expertise. That's what we do. So me and EC's go way back. We've been doing this a long time. We go back years, and we met definitely at a hair show, doing some professional business work. Did a lot of hair events together, some educating.
Yes.
Always a good time. A collaboration.
That's right.
That
oh my God, we've done a lot.
Books. Yeah, we've done a lot. So yeah, go ahead and let the people know who you are and what you're about.
Hi everybody, my name is Isis Moreno. My Instagram is lipstickbarber_ISIS. TikTok, lipstick barber. I have been cutting hair for 13 years now. It's like almost half of my life. I absolutely love it. I feel like it was the most perfect profession for me because I talk a lot and I am very friendly, and I recently found out what personal boundaries were because I'm a hugger and I love touching people, so I feel like this is absolutely perfect for me.
Yeah, 13 years. Me too, 13 years, and still learning every day.
Always.
Every day.
That's what I love about this industry. It's always changing and there's always new stuff, and I get bored very easily, so this is great for me.
Yeah, and that's what life about, I think, is learning, growing. So yeah, if y'all would like to read up on EC, she got an article out about her. CanvasRebel.com, and this all about her and what she's about, and her place in the industry, her brand, Lipstick Barber. So go ahead and check her out. I'll have all the details somewhere in this video.
It's gonna be in there.
Yeah, so we'll just jump right into it. Professionalism. I wanted to start with, and I didn't even really think about this. What is like your definition of professionalism in general, like a really broad sense of it?
Professionalism to me, I feel like that almost varies per person, right?
Per person, per industry.
Yeah.
If you got clients, per client.
Per client. So with me, my new clients, I am very different than the clients that I've been cutting for. So Vegas, the longest client that I've had is 5 years, right? Okay. Just because I moved out there for 5 years. So those are the longest length of clients, and the way that I act with them versus the way that I am with, I don't know, some dude that just walked in and found me on Yelp is very different, right? So when I first meet somebody, I'm like, hi, nice to meet you, a handshake. And before they leave, I just let them know that I'm just letting you know I'm kind of a hugger. So they're like, oh, all right, you know? Yeah. So that would not be okay as a lawyer, right? So that's very different per industry on professionalism. I feel like being clean that's across the board. It doesn't matter what industry that is.
Ain't no professional. No professional can be dirty.
No.
Yeah.
Being clean, that's number one on professionalism, I feel. The way that you speak, the way you speak, the kind of music you're listening to, who is in the room is huge.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of times where I've gotten into discussions with other barbers because the music, there's kids, there's older people, so that music is huge to me. And the way that you dress.
Yeah.
It has to be nice, clean, again.
Yeah. And we'll get into that because I definitely just comfortable. I remember the first time I showed up in sweats at work and I apologized for it, and my client looked at me crazy like, girl, I do not care what you look like. Just make me look good. Like you look clean. Right. You look like clean. You smell clean. Like I don't care about anything else. As long as you don't got BO, we good. Yeah. So you think it's fair to say professionalism, just a very broad general sense of it, is maintaining this feeling. So being able to read a room and have everybody that you are working with, no matter what kind of professional you are, making them feel safe. I think safe is a big one. I mean,
safe is very big.
Definitely happy and content, but safe. So I think that's a huge part of any kind of professional, and definitely having that boundary in your mind just all the time when you are working as a professional. You just keep that boundary between work and personal. I think that's across the board, and I feel like that's just like a super broad way to say it. You think that's fair?
Work and personal is kind of also depending per person, right?
Our industry as well.
Yeah.
But I will not tell my clients, I will tell my clients a lot of things, but I will not tell them some things. There are some things that are like just mine.
You said mine. Is that how you are as a person in general, though?
No, not with friends and stuff.
No.
But I have learned. We'll get into it. Well, shit. Let's just talk about it right now. I've definitely crossed the line with like friends and clients before.
Okay.
And I think that it's okay to a certain extent, but I mean, the clients that I have now that we are friends, we might go out and everything outside of me doing their hair.
Right.
They know I have boundaries. They know it's necessary to have boundaries so that when they are in my chair and we're not hanging out as friends and I am their hairstylist, I'm the professional that they're coming to and paying, that they feel safe.
Okay.
And that's just like on a, cause they're, oh God, it can get messy pretty fast, very unintentionally. Yeah, nobody means for that to happen, but as humans with emotions and oh God, we're messy.
No, I understand that. So you're talking about boundaries, right?
Yeah.
So what I say, obviously per person, sometimes I don't. Like some of my clients know a lot of my personal things.
Oh yeah, there are more boundaries with certain clients than others.
Right. Some of my clients know a lot of my personal things, like a lot of the stuff, and they genuinely want to know, right?
Yeah.
Even if I don't bring it up, they're like, "Hey, how is whatever situation that you talked about last time you got my hair cut?" And I'm like, "Oh, let me update you on the crazy stuff that I've lived, you know?"
Mm-hmm.
And there's a boundary because I deal with a lot of men.
Yes.
That I will not cross, right? So my clients stay my clients, and I will not.
Yeah.
I just won't.
Yeah.
You know, I won't cross that boundary because then I've done it in my early, you know, in the early stages of cutting hair where I've dated one of my clients, or I think I've been doing hair for 13 years and I've only done it like 3 times, 4 max.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Some people just never stop doing that.
No.
I've done it.
Everybody's done it, right? So
it doesn't work out ever.
It never works out. And you just end up losing a client and you're like, dang, I just lost some money.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it. It's never worth it. And I have people hit on me on a daily.
Yeah, it happens. It's gonna happen. Especially, men, but just people in general are going to want to cross boundaries, and they're going to want to try you. They're just trying the boundaries.
Right.
Are they really there? How serious are you about them?
Right.
Are you fronting right now? Yeah. Are you really a professional?
Right.
For real? So, and I think that it really does take time to get there. It took me a lot of trial and error, and especially because our industry does have that beauty of being able to really have a close connection.
You can really connect.
A close rapport with your clients, and it's beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. They love it. And that's great. But then it's always that fine line. And, like we're saying, client, some clients versus others. Some clients, the line is fine and they'll never cross it. The respect is there. The rapport is there.
Right.
It's a mutual respect and appreciation because you are serving them and making them feel better, and they are paying you bills.
Right.
So, but they'll never cost it. But a lot of people, and especially mostly new people, are going to try.
Oh, of course.
Because it's so fine. So is it really there? I don't know. It's so fine. I can't see it. Like, is it really there?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
also the other half of, that's the client side, right? The industry side, because there's a lot of really good looking people in our industry.
Yeah.
Because we deal with beauty, we ourselves
we
are
look good.
beauty. We are beauty, So there's a lot of really good looking people in our industry, and I personally do not like to cross that boundary.
Yeah.
I did it in my early stages, and it also didn't work out. It just made things kind of awkward. So I'd much rather not. Just no. We can be friends. We can go out. We can hang out, but nothing more.
Yes.
And we can do business. I would love to do business with some good-looking people.
Yes, some good-looking people who are nice and
respect boundaries.
And respect boundaries, are nice and respectful, and can do some really fun, good business with, such as ourselves. I appreciate you, girl.
Yeah. Because we've partied before, right?
Yes, we have. Yeah, while we're working.
While we're working.
Kind of. We weren't getting paid, but... We weren't getting paid, but we were representing ourselves as professionals. I definitely have, if I'm not actually doing hair, I'm going to take a few shots for sure if I am at an event. If I'm not actually doing hair, actually educating. Doing something that really, really requires that sober, clear mind. You know what? And I might smoke a little bit too. Yeah, I might smoke a little bit. I might have a drink or two, but I won't go past that. But as a person, me personally, I am so scared to get out of control and look some kind of way. But
I've been there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I've been there.
It's okay. We live and we learn.
Okay, so I get very nervous and I have a lot of anxiety. So I like to take shots before I actually go on stage.
Yeah.
And so my clients also at the shop now, going back to the shop, I have a lot of my clients, because I serve alcohol in my studio. So I serve alcohol in my studio, and a lot of my clients like to have me drink with them, or they won't drink. That's just kind of how they are. They're like, are you going to take a shot with me? Sometimes I'll say yes. Sometimes I'll say no. But I do not like to get belligerent. I do not get drunk. Yeah, I like to get buzzed.
There's a fine line. Oh my goodness, my client's gonna laugh when she sees this. So recently I did some learning. Oh my goodness, you ever get a first time client and you're like, oh my God, you're my best friend. I didn't know I had a best friend out there. I want to be your best friend. And when I say that, of course, the boundaries of client, stylist, and everything, the relationship, but it's really that vibe.
Right.
And it's really fun.
Right.
And you are shooting the shits and you are having a good time. So that happened recently. Shout out Jessica, I love you, girl.
You know who you are.
So the first time she came to me, we were so lit off of each other's energy. And let me tell you, I did some knotless box braids in her hair. That took me hours. I was going to be with her for 4 or 5 hours. We knew that, most of the day, right? So she brings it up, she's trying to have some mimosas while she's getting her hair done. And I'm like, hell yeah, girl, I'll take a mimosa. I'll go ahead and take a mimosa. Man, she ordered 2 bottles. We didn't even make it to the second bottle, but she DoorDashed us some mimosas, and I appreciate that so much. But definitely, and I only had maybe 1.5. I definitely went to that second one, and I was not drunk, but I was buzzed and feeling myself, and we were taking too long. Yeah, so then there's that. That's another reason not to do that. Not saying what I did was okay. It was a good time, and we did end up finishing on time, but there was that stress at the end, like, bitch, I gotta get it together.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta do this. Yeah, let's wrap it up real quick. So that was recently, girl, 13 years, and I am still just over here being a wonky hairstylist. And I think that's beautiful about our industry too. We're all a little crazy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, we like to have fun.
Okay. We can edit this out later if you want, but like, do you have a mugshot?
I don't.
You don't?
I would die if I had a mugshot.
You
but
don't
that's
have a
just
mugshot?
No.
Oh my God. So my friend and I, we have this joke.
I don't want to edit this out.
No.
You can tell me at the end.
We have this thing where we're like, every barber, every stylist has a mugshot. Maybe not every stylist, but
know
for
what?
sure every barber.
Real quick, I've been a stripper, and I usually say that about hairstylists. I don't know about barbers. I don't. Yeah, that'd be
See?
funny. But
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Barbers have a mugshot. I got a mugshot. I have a mugshot somewhere out there.
You know what?
You know what? I want to frame it and give it to my mom one day.
You're funny.
When I'm successful. When I am like I bought her a house. I want to frame it and I want to do some cool artsy shit to it. And then I want to be like, this was your daughter.
And look at how I
Look at
turned
me
out. Yep, look at me now. Ain't nothing
I
wrong
really
with
don't
that.
want to do that.
You're funny. That's great. I love that. I don't even know where I was going to go from that. Okay, so since we're talking about us being wonky, I do want to bring that background to how that is pretty important for our profession. Showing your personal side to an extent. And some of us have more boundaries than others as stylists, and I think I'm a big believer in do what works, what's best for you. Like,
Right, 100%.
yeah, do what works for you. So, if you are taking home that bag and your clients are happy and you are happy, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna change? I'm not here to say anything about anybody else's business.
Right.
Period.
Right.
But I think that we do all have that. We're very personable in how we build rapport with our clientele.
Right.
And I believe that clientele, most of them, some of them don't need that. Some of them don't talk. They really just want their hair done right. They come to you because you are clean and you make them feel safe. And that's it. Y'all not even talking that much, and you do good work, and that's all they want. But most of them, I want to say, really appreciates the fact that they're sitting with a real person that they can relate to. And then we'll go ahead and go into that whole therapy bit of our profession. It's not a secret that we are low-key therapists.
Right.
But we're fun ones because we'll tell you about our own shit too. Yeah.
Right.
So it's not really therapy. And then also, like, do you have any boundaries when it comes to that part of it? Because I know personally, like, sometimes in the past it has gotten to be too much on my end. Like, I'm having a mental health day but still have to work, and I have to be like, let me not share this. This is too heavy to put on my clients. This is not what they came here for. Let me go ahead and check myself. And then vice versa. Damn, my client is having a day. Wow, this is heavy for me. How do I go about this? How am I able to make them feel comfortable and wanted and loved, really? Like, not brushed off, not put to the side, but also protect the energy that I have for them and my other clients that day, because that's huge.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree with that. You do have to protect your energy, and because we touch people all day, I feel like we share a lot of our energy, and they share their energy with us.
Yeah.
So with me, I do have to check myself. If I'm having a bad time, I really do have to check myself, because I'm very like vocal and I'm verbal and I give a lot of my energy, and I know that about myself. I give a lot of my energy, so sometimes I have to pull myself back and be like, dude, chill out,
Give
like,
yourself a pep talk.
Yeah, hey, stop it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I talk to myself all the time, just like, hey, stop. Like,
nothing
it's
wrong
like
with that.
But honestly, whatever my client, I've had clients just come in and tell me the most saddest things. And I feel like sometimes they don't really have anybody else to talk to. So I am that person to them. And I don't want them to not feel like they can't talk to me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind taking that burden because I know what to do with that energy.
Yeah.
You know, but I know some people don't want to hear my problems, and that's okay. And I need to learn. And like I said, some people do, and then other people are like, okay, dude, you know, and you just have to read that person.
Yes.
And know who it is that you're talking to.
Yep.
But I do not mind if anybody comes in and they're like, bleh.
Yeah.
Just emotionally freaking throw up on me. You know, just go ahead. Just bleh. Unload. I'm okay with that.
Yep. I don't mind either. I do have, and I got issues with my clients. You know what? I got an issue with this. I'll just say real quick because I genuinely love my clients. I really care about them.
Same.
So I have an issue with this with my clients, my family, my friends. When someone comes in and they've told me the same fucked up story from their homegirl the third, fourth, fifth time, I about had it. So I have it, and they're not my friend. They're my client, and I love them. So I just have to go about it a little differently and really show so much grace and just hold the space the best I can for that. Because I don't mind if people, I don't care if you come in having a bad day every single time you come in. As long as when you leave, you're feeling good. You need to feel good when you leave.
Right.
Or better, you need to feel satisfied, period. Even if that thing is still bothering you, you're still, having an iffy day. That's really what we're here for, is to uplift people and make them feel better. Make them.
Make them.
Yep, through their hair.
If somebody
good.
keeps complaining about the same thing over and over, and I do this with my friends, right? I do this with everybody, and I tell them, okay, I've heard you talk about this multiple times, and with my friends I'm a lot more harsh, obviously, right? So, but I tell them exactly, this is just who I am as a person, though. Whatever I feel is what I say, right? So if they're kind of annoying me with the same thing over and over and over, I'm just going to be, in a nice way, just be like, dude, I've heard you say the same thing over and over. What are you doing about it?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Why you keep complaining about the same thing? Like, are you going to, and if you're not going to change anything, then why are you complaining about it?
Right.
In a nice way. But I say it to everybody. Don't complain about the same thing if you're not going to do anything about it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. I'm done hearing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely, I've told clients, like my friend, like I'll tell my friends, like, no, fuck that person. Like, fuck that person. I get like all, protective and shit.
100%. I do the same thing. Yeah, no, 100%.
When it's appropriate, this is when I feel like we are, as hairstylists, barbers in the beauty industry, working so closely with people, we are very good at reading a situation and a person and knowing what to say when. And shout out to all of us, because I think that is a spiritual gift.
100%.
Yeah,
yes.
and I think that's why hair people are born hair people. We are usually always into this,
in tune with other people's energy and emotions.
Yeah. So I will, so when it's appropriate, I'll be like, when I feel like it'll give them confidence and help them feel better, me saying that, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If I can tell they're really attached to this person and they're really struggling, I'm gonna give them more grace and talk about, it's okay, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna figure it out. Sometimes I'll just say stuff like that, because after the second, third time, why are you talking about this?
Right.
What are you gonna do differently? And sometimes we've already talked about that, and sometimes I can read it that's not even gonna do anything, so let's just skip to, you're gonna be all right.
Right.
You're gonna be all right. You're gonna figure it out. I believe in you. Just like some confidence and some reassurance sometimes is all you can give. And then switching back to boundaries within ourselves about if we're having a bad day. I know myself personally, I'm gonna come to work if I'm having a bad day because hair makes me feel better.
Right. It's your escape.
Yep. Give me 5-10 minutes doing hair and I'm better. I'm okay. One thing I will do though, and I'm very upfront with my emotions, and I'm a very transparent person in general. I will come in and tell my clients or hit them up before their appointment in the morning. Listen, I just want to let you know I am having a time. I'm having a bad day.
Really?
I apologize if my energy is lower because I'm also a high energy, peppy person.
Same.
But fuck, when I'm low, it's as just as intense. So I just like, listen, I apologize, but I'll be fine. I just know I'm not giving you the energy that I usually do, and you're used to that. You're coming to me, you're paying me for that basically. I'm not giving it to you today. I don't really have it in me. But if you're okay with me just chilling and doing your hair, like, I'm okay. And a lot of them really do care, and they'll be like, oh, do you want to reschedule? And I'm like, nope, we are good. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, but you know, just give me a couple minutes. I was crying on my lunch break, but
it's cool. Just,
you know, they're going to dry up in a second, and it, you know, I am so thankful for everyone who has given me. It's just like, it really comes down to humanity and the grace and holding the space for me to be a human and be like that and still need to work and pay bills and get it done.
right.
And I think, and damn, I'm proud of myself for having the boundaries to have the bad day, but know how to go about it and to switch it around. I've not always had those skills.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah.
So with me, I won't even mention anything because a lot of times my client doesn't even know. I'm very much put on some happy music, and I'm also very high energy.
Yeah.
So if they ask me something, then I'll be like, okay, so this is what's going on,
Okay.
right? Because you obviously notice.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they don't even notice. Or I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm just tired today. My coffee hasn't kicked in, whatever it is, right? I'm just like, oh, I'm good. Don't worry about it. And most of the time, obviously, like we said, boundaries depending on who it is. I'll either tell them or I won't.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I don't mention it. They don't even notice. What if they want to come in and just be quiet? What if I made it feel weird before they came in? You know, like, I don't know. I think about all these things, and like you said, hair is your escape. So I would say people are my escape, right?
Yeah.
So whatever emotion, if my energy is low, whatever their energy is, I kind of feed off of them.
Yeah. The
And
energy exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feed off of them. And if they're all high up, you know,
Yeah.
then I'll just, whatever it is that they can give me or they want to share, they just take over my room,
Yep.
you know?
Sometimes I won't mention it. Oh God, the clients that know you so well that even if you don't mention it, even if you say you're tired, even if you try to play it off like
they're
you're
like, "Stop
okay,
it."
they're like, okay. And I'm like,
Yeah.
can you just leave it be? Can you just leave me alone? Yeah. Leave me alone.
Or you just tell them sometimes, I don't want to talk about it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
And
I've said that before. Dude, I can't right now.
Yep.
I'm going to cry. I'll tell you later.
And that's
They're
happened.
like, okay.
Clients have told me that too. And that's just a boundary. And it's, God, just working so closely with people, I feel like boundaries, even if the line is fine, they're just so important.
They are.
Yeah.
Very, very important. They are.
So I think that's a huge part of our professionalism because we are so personable. And we do build very strong connections and deep rapport with people.
100%, yes.
Yeah. And that rapport is inevitably important for us to make money for the longevity of our success, for our clients to stick around their entire lives sometime.
Right.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. So let's talk about how to get clients, how to approach new people that we're like, I want to do your hair. What do you feel like is the best, most professional way to go about that? And for the sake of it being simple, I don't know, did y'all do this in barber school? Talk about the elevator pitch. If you're stuck
I'm honestly not sure if we did that in barber school, but I know I've heard of it And I used to do a lot of sales.
Yeah. If you're stuck in an elevator with somebody.
A little 5-minute elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Or 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Elevator. The way that I approach people is always with a compliment. You never start like, dude, who fucked your hair up?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
No. You never, ever start like that because it comes off negative. It's negative already,
it's
right?
fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if somebody asks, like, oh, would you have done something different? Then I'm like, yeah, a couple things, right?
Right.
But I never throw shade because you never know how close we talk about connections. You never know how close of connections people have.
That part.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's been a couple times where some of my clients have been approached, and it's been my clients that I've been knowing for a really long time. They're like, this dude talking about like, oh, I could do your hair. I'll even charge you less, and I'll do better. I'm like, and they're like, fuck those people.
First of all, that doesn't make any sense.
I know.
But
if you see my work, it's a lie. But anyways. But no, people they approach people that way, right?
Yeah.
And it rubs people the wrong way.
yeah.
It rubs people the wrong way. So the way that I approach people is, oh my God, you have very nice curls, right? Even though their fade is not the greatest. Wow, you have really nice curls. And maybe I can see that they don't moisturize it or whatever. And that's kind of how I'll like reel them in. Or if they're like, no, I already have somebody. I'm like, oh no, that's fine. I'm not trying to take you away. But if you ever need a backup,
Yep.
I'm more than happy, just message me or whatever. This is my Instagram, whatever it is, right? But you never throw shade. People are like, oh no, I already got somebody. I'm like, oh no, I'm not trying to like steal you.
Never. We know what it's like.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to steal you like at all. I'm just saying, if you ever need a backup, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know my chair's open for you.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, all right, for sure. And then sometimes they come and they never leave.
Yeah. Exactly.
Once you get them in the chair, and then some people are just loyal where it's like literally just an emergency haircut. And I'm like, that's totally fine.
Right.
I'm not even mad at you.
Right. Oh my goodness. And shout out to all the stylists that, between the two of us that have taken in our clients whenever we can't get them in. Thank you for taking care of our people.
Yeah.
And
I've actually, all of next week, I'm not going to be working in Vegas. I'm going to be in LA because one of my friends asked me to manage his barbershop.
Oh, hell
so
yeah.
I was able to move everybody over to, following appointments. But there's this one person that was like, dude, I can't. I'm so sorry. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. Let me refer you to somebody.
Yep.
I don't like those barbers that are like, or those hairstyles or whatever. They're like, oh
well.
no, yeah, no. Or
You're
like,
just gonna have to go
you better,
busted.
yeah, you better not get a haircut by somebody else. Like, no.
No, people
No.
deserve to look good, and there are a shit ton of talented stylists.
And if you do end up losing that client for whatever reason, that's fine.
They're happier.
And not just that, like, you'll get another one. It's not that big of a deal.
Exactly.
Like, I personally do not mind referring people.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times where I'm like, hey, I can't get this person in. Like, I'm fully booked. Do you have any availability? And then they go and they never come back. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, next time I see you out in the streets, please don't be weird.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, like, I never went back. Like, dude, it's fine. Hi, I
how's
haven't
it
seen you
going?
in a long time. How have you been?
Minute. Yeah. Yeah. It's all love always. And then too, like, our job, like, going back to that, our job is to make people feel better. And we'll kind of segue into this next subtopic. I have definitely broke up with clients because I felt like I did not satisfy them 100%. There was just something off, and maybe it was just a personality difference, but that's not okay. I don't feel good taking someone's money when they are not 100% satisfied 10 times out of 10. Like, every single time you need to feel good. Otherwise, why are you spending your money here? There's someone else out there for you, baby, that you really gonna vibe with and feel good with. And maybe it's the way I do their hair, maybe it's personal, whatever. I've just have ran into that, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that is a big part of our profession as well. Being able to set those kinds of boundaries, like, I'm not the stylist for you.
Right. I've had to fire clients too.
Yeah.
It's never easy. It's never easy. But you have to fire clients sometimes, and it happens. Sometimes their personality is not good for me. You know, like, I gotta protect my energy. There's a couple people that have came in and they're just so extremely negative, where it's like, I don't really want you to come back.
Yeah. Yep, I might just be real busy when you hit me up, because
right.
let's talk about that, the negativity, and also a lot of gossiping. Fuck. I think in shops, so me and Isis, we both have our own private suites. It's just us and our clients in there at the moment. We don't have nothing else going on, so there's no opportunity for gossip between coworkers, which unfortunately can be a thing in the industry. Fuck that. Whatever. We're not even going to talk about that much, but let's talk about when clients want to gossip about other clients of yours that they know. Fuck that.
I honestly let them just talk.
You just let them talk?
I let them talk. I don't input anything.
Good for you. I'm shutting it down.
No, I don't. They can talk all they want. It's funny because I actually have somebody that's like, oh, have you heard about this person? I heard that whatever. And I'm just like, no, I haven't.
They're like, oh.
Okay.
Well, now you know. You're like, cool, thanks.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's honestly the easiest way I'm not like, no, you better stop that. No. I'm just like, oh, okay, nope, haven't. No, I think this is what's, oh yeah, no. Super, super short, simple, like not entertaining that at all.
Yeah. And
that's my, I've actually gotten really good at that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm going to work more on being like that. I'm like that sometimes, but sometimes I can't help myself, and I will just stop them real quick. Like, that's none of my business. Like, I might reply with, that's none of my business. And I think that's okay too. It's
I don't think that's
a little harsh.
I mean, but some people should know.
Yeah, let's just put it into perspective. Like, I don't want to do this right now. We're talking about loving our clients and how I genuinely love mine. I love them all. And whatever y'all got going on is between y'all.
You guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I just quickly shut it down. Yeah. It ain't nothing to do with me. And those people that I'm talking about, they're definitely not every week, every other week. It's probably at most once a month. So I don't really have to deal with them too often.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I feel like it's okay. Mm-hmm. And I still kind of have them around. It's because I don't have to deal with them too often, so I don't have to deal with that energy often at all. So that's why I let them talk, shut it down, or give simple questions. If I don't like something that they're saying, I just respond very simply. Or like, right? Am I right? I don't know. Or I tell them exactly what I'm thinking. That's not what I would have done.
Yeah.
You know? No. Yeah, no.
Just keeping it real. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to go back to that. There is nothing wrong with us not being okay with something that a client does, or a client not being okay with something that we do. There's always other great stylists out there for y'all clients and stylists. Don't worry about it. There's a whole bunch of people that are your people. And
100%.
Are going to find their way to your chair. So,
okay, I used to say I professionally like to make people kind of uncomfortable if I'm not comfortable with them. Right?
Talk about that. Go ahead and break that down.
Okay, so for example, we used to get a lot of, as a female, I used to get a lot of guys, obviously, that didn't trust a female doing their hair, right?
Yeah.
And they would be super extremely rude about it, right? To the point where it was like, put your foot down, turn your chair all the way around so they could look at themselves while they're getting a haircut. And because that's irks my fucking soul. Do not move. I'm trying to. It's up to me. Oh, but I want to see. I'm not done yet. Is what I would respond. I'm not done yet. Oh, but are you doing it? I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
Just short, simple questions. Oh no, I'm fine. Oh, you'll be all right. You know, or
it's always irritating to explain to the client, I need that mirror to see your haircut. You want me to do a good job? Let me use my mirror. Like, let me use the chair. Let me use my mirror. Are you cutting it? No, I need to see it. I'm cutting it. If you don't feel comfortable, get the fuck out. I've never told someone get the fuck out, by the way. But if you're not comfortable, go somewhere else. We're gonna have the I'm not the stylist for you conversation if that's the case.
I'm really trying to make them feel uncomfortable because you're making me feel uncomfortable.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it in a very nice, subtle way.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna step all over me just because I'm a chick.
Yeah.
And that's the type of mentality that those people have, is because you are a female, you have to do as they say.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the mentality. I've definitely had men try me. I've definitely had to put some men in their place. I've had to reprimand them. Like, I'm not your mama. I don't even have to be doing this right now, but you're not about to try me like that.
Right.
Yeah. That's not about to happen. Have you ever had someone doubt you so harshly that you were like, you know what? Never mind, man. No, I can't do your hair. Fuck it. Like you, no matter what you said, they're just gonna look at you and judge you being female, whatever it is. Like,
yeah.
And you're just like, almost a little defeated. I've been there. I've definitely had people be like, you could do my hair, and I'm like, you know what, never mind, nah. I don't even want to do this. I hate that you judging me right now, and I had to let that go. Like,
no, you can't have that.
Nobody can take away my talent and what I can do. Nobody can take that. And I have also have had to learn to have understanding for people. Like, I'm a person that goes and gets my hair done by others, and it is very nerve-wracking. If you don't know a person or their talents, their skill, you're going to be questioning it because you care about how you look. And
100%, yes.
And you're spending your money.
Yes.
So I've just had to be like, you know what? I feel the same way. It's okay. Like, people will sit in my chair and be like, you know what? I'm really nervous about this. Like, and this has happened. I've had like dudes get their hair braided and then their girl comes in for color. And she's like, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, Wiz. Like, I know you're hella good at braids, but I ain't really seen a lot of your color work. And I'm like, it's okay, girl, I got you. I don't do anything that I can't do or that I can't do very well.
Right.
Like, because I know people, the stuff I don't do very well, I know people that do it very well, and I'm gonna go ahead and send you to them.
Right.
It's definitely a huge part of our profession to have that integrity within yourself, to just want to give people the best, whether it's you can give it to them or you can refer them to it.
Mm-hmm. I refer people all the time.
Me too.
All the time.
Me too.
I'm like, I could do it. Or I also do, like, if I'm learning a new thing, I'm like, look, I could do it. But depending on how nervous I see them, I'm just like, look, I don't think this is going to work out. You should probably go to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nervous. But no, I've had people, like, doubt me, like, to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm good. I'm
gonna go ahead and let you think that.
I love it. I've always liked being underestimated, because I'm just like, okay, and then I do what I gotta do. You know, like, you'll see. Yep. You'll see.
The confidence. And you know what? Going back to our general definition of a professional, confidence.
Confidence is huge.
Huge. And it is across the board for all professionals. You have got to have that. And that confidence makes people feel safe.
So much safe. Okay, so funny thing, talking about confidence. I have a client that comes in once a week, and he's been coming in once a week for 5 years now, since I moved to Vegas. Right? It. So he walked in, and I think I'm not entirely sure, but I'm like 90% sure I'm the first female to cut his hair, right? So when he walked in, I was at this little hood shop, right? And he was just like, all the guys were just sitting around.
Yeah.
It was one of those type of places, right? All the guys were just sitting around. And he was like, I was like, yeah, I'll take you, right? And he was like, are you sure you know how to fade? I'm like,
he said, can somebody please stand up and ask me to sit there?
I was like, sit down. Was what I said. I was like, I looked at him. I was like, sit down.
Why do we have to be like with that with them sometimes?
They like that shit though. Don't play.
It's annoying.
They do. I'm just like,
I'll do it one time and then I will remind them that it is not my place to do that with them, and I'm not their mom. I got 2 kids at home. I'm not doing this shit with you.
He's been my once a week client for 5 years now, ever since that day. And I was like, why'd you actually sit down? He's like, it was your confidence.
Because you told me to.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, you told me to. It was your confidence. It was how you looked at me and you were just like, dude, shut up. Just sit down, you know? And I was just like, okay. Yeah,
I love that. That's great. I mean, you just got to do it to them. It's way better than allowing them to take that away from you. Because nobody can unless you let them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. So we touched on like the music that's on movies, stuff like that. Whether you have a kid in your chair or maybe like I work with all different sorts of people, and some of them I know have certain religious views that mean a lot to them, and certain political views that mean a lot to them, and we're just gonna stay within their safety zone.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna go outside of that.
Man, when the Biden and Trump thing was going on,
I don't like to talk about any of that in general, but you know how you're saying you just gotta let people talk. I will let them talk and just like I just reassure them, and then we keep it pushing. And then I'm just going to put this out there. If you're ever in a sticky situation and you are like, what the fuck am I talking about with this person? Go ahead and just bring it back to their hair. Just start talking about hair. Like anytime I'm in a weird situation, I will just, like I was thinking, next time, or like,
what do you think about whatever?
So what happened with that product? Like, how did you like it? Or just anything about hair, just anything, because we mostly talk about life and people. Yeah. And life. So if there's any sticky situation, my instructor taught me that in beauty school, and I just it's a solid technique. Yeah. I can see that. Solid technique. And then yeah, so just being safe and providing whatever, kind of reading people and knowing what their safety boundaries are, and regardless of yours, knowing to just go ahead and stay within that, which is easier in a suite when it's one-on-one. It can get tricky when you're around a whole bunch of people. And
I've literally had to be like, yo, why are we talking about this right now? Yeah. And I'm very vocal about the way that I feel, right? And I'm just like, yo, why are we talking about this right now? Can we change the subject? Yeah. This is stupid. You have to be like that. And I'm not even going to say just in a barbershop being the only woman around men, but shit, even especially in a salon with other women, like definitely confident within, listen, I'm a professional here doing professional work and my client is not comfortable. Like, can we please stop? Like, or yeah, why are we talking about this? I've said that many times. Why are we talking about this? Kudos to any stylist that has stood up for their client when it's necessary, because it's not a comfortable situation. It's not fun, but it needs to happen. And sometimes even if you do that, that environment is not going to allow that client to want to come back. So I've been there before. I've worked places where it's not cool with my client, and then I hit them up like, hey, I just moved. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so glad, because I'm not going to lie, I wasn't going to come back to that place. I didn't like that place. It had nothing to do with you. I love your work. I love you. But the environment. And I was like, damn, I didn't even know I was missing out on it. It has been a minute since I've seen you. Like, oh, shit. Now that you mention I'm so glad I left that place. Like, it's... you mention it. It's happened. It happens. It does happen. It does. But
location. Very big in business. Very big.
You have to match your vision with the type of people you want to keep.
Yes.
Right? So with me, I no longer want to do. I don't want to be hood. I don't want to be in the hood anymore. I want to leave. I leave and I want to stay out. Right? So I left the hood shop, went to a bougie shop, and then the bougie shop was starting to be a little, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck both y'all. I'm gonna do my own thing, and it's kind of like a little mix because
you could take stuff out the hood, you just can't take the hood outside of you. I feel that.
I do my best.
I'm definitely me too, girl. I know I'm ghetto.
She said, "I know I'm ghetto."
It's okay though. It's just shit. It's who I am. Okay, so we're gonna jump into social media and professionalism on there. How important it is for business.
Yes.
Especially Instagram or any platforms like TikTok that are visual, because we are visual artists. Our work is extremely visual. People need to see it.
Yes.
So my little input on that, damn, I get a lot of clientele from Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, I get a lot of clientele from social media, so I definitely use it religiously. Amen to that. Very thankful for that. Very thankful for anybody who's ever hit me up on social media, anybody who has ever liked, shared my stuff. Like, thank you so much. That does a lot.
Yeah.
So really being consistent within that, and then also that let's talk about boundaries again. So I feel like there's a lot, and I'm getting a lot more, not personal, but I guess just on the topic of life versus hair with this WhizBangBabble stuff. So when I post my shorts, now my page is about half that and half my work. So, but when it comes to personal stuff, when I'm talking about myself, when I'm just letting you in so you can connect with me, that's like maybe 10 to 20, 25% versus the rest of it just being professional and about hair. And that's where I like to keep it. That's where it's worked for me. WhizBangBabble is just like theoretical shit. I'm just like sitting here thinking like about general life shit. Sometimes it's about the industry, sometimes it's about hair, and a lot of times it's fucking not. So, which I love this episode because that's all it's about, and I'm living. But yeah, so how do you feel about it? I feel like you have a lot of success on social media. How do you feel about it? How do you go about that?
So I feel like people nowadays want to connect and do business with people, no longer really companies.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
We want heart.
Yeah. You wanna feel people.
Yep.
And you wanna also connect, because I feel like because of the internet and all that stuff, disconnection has happened, so people are kind of craving a real connection. So like you said, a little bit of personal, a little bit of not, right? A little bit of professionalism. I personally do a lot of more personal stuff on my stories.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go away.
It's going to go away.
Yeah.
And it's not forever stuck there. But I do a lot of personal stuff on like reels and stuff like that. I feel like people now just want to, I look at other influencers, right? So there's people that literally only have personal.
Right.
And I'm like, why is it working for them? What is it that they're doing? And why can't I do it? Because people that are not doing hair don't really want to see hair all day.
Exactly. Like, they want to see your work and what you can do, but if they're going to follow you and keep liking stuff and actually be interested, it's kind of got to be entertaining.
Yeah.
And I know it can suck. I am like half introvert, half extrovert, depends on my fucking mood. So sometimes it sucks. I'm like, fuck, I really got to do this shit, and I don't feel like it. And sometimes, I'm just like, I love to do this shit. And I'm so glad that I have to.
Right.
Because it's important, and it's important to, because we connect with people and we build rapport based on a personal, not a personal connection, but sharing ourselves and just connecting human to human.
Right.
because we build rapport based on that, and based on, you know, the consistency of our work, the consistency of replying on time, showing up to appointments on time, not fucking up with booking and shit. Yeah.
I'm so bad.
Time management is one of the hardest things within our profession.
Yes.
And it is, it takes a long time for some of us. Shout out to the ones who it doesn't take a long time to figure it out. Y'all are golden.
Good for you.
I love that.
Okay, so with
You're
me,
making a lot of money. I know you are.
you are. So with me, I have online booking.
Okay.
So I have online booking because my phone, I have not looked at it for, I don't know how long we've been doing this.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I do this and my notifications are like, tuk, 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 tuk,
Yep.
tuk. And it's just so hard to keep up with. And I feel like if you're gonna get in with me, like, please go online. Because that's a for sure thing. You're gonna get in. You don't have to wait for me to reply. Because I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. I'm pretty freaking sure I have ADHD. I am going to be like, okay, open this message. I'm fully going to be paying attention to you. Ooh, squirrel. You know, like, I'm just going to be like, oh, shit. And then I forget to respond to that one message, right? Or it's on my notifications, and I'm like, I will get to that. I'll get there. And it's like hours later. So with me, it's because I know, I do a lot of things because I know of how I am as my personality. I'm like, hey, this is going to work the best for me. So because I know I'm so distracted and I have like 30 things going through my mind, I know booking online for my clients is what works best for me. And I know average is like about an hour that I like to take. I could do faster. I know I can do faster. I just don't want to. Yeah. I don't like to go faster.
You're trying to vibe and get it super crispy.
Right. Or and I like to talk and bullshit most of my time. And I know I have that time to, like, I get your hair done, I'm doing your hair, and plus I'm actually engaging with you. Yeah. Right? So my mom does hair, right? And she's always told me, like, hi, you barbers, that's why you take so long to cut hair, because you stop and you talk and you're over here having a conversation with your client, and then you cut hair, and then you stop and you're doing this, and that's why it's taking you so long when you could just be pulling people in and out. I was like, yeah, but I like doing that.
It's that rapport though.
And
that's why the people who are like that, that's why our clientele keeps coming back. I like doing it too, and I need to stop and look in people's eyes sometimes, and I need to talk with my hands. I can't work because I'm talking with my hands and I'm acting things out. Like I am acting things out. So it happens. I recently last year switched to hourly rates. So I have definitely became more disciplined within, like, with not doing that. It's like a healthy balance, a harmony between doing that and not. Because yes, I want to build that rapport and I want to vibe and I want them to vibe, but I don't want to waste anybody's time or money. Right. Like, this is serious now. Yeah. Like, you're paying me for the time. Like, I gotta be on my time management. But I was good at it before I went there. I'm not about to just play with people. Like, yeah, good for you. So if anybody's thinking about that, it's amazing, but definitely make sure you're ready. You have to. And if you're not, there's nothing wrong with that. Right. Whatever works best for you, with pricing, with social media, what you're going to put out there, and booking too. I used to do online booking because it's just so convenient for me and for other people. I have gone back to doing it old school myself. And I'll tell you why. I did it for the convenience. I also did it to hold a card for new clients to make sure they showed up. You know how many people will cancel that card on you and you still don't get paid for a no-show? So what I started doing is I do 50% deposits for new clients. We're going to go ahead and pull your bluff immediately. And it's crazy. Randomly, not very often, it's rare, but randomly people will put down a deposit and still play with time and not get it back. And I'm like, and then be mad. And I'm like, you signed up for this. You did this. You did this. Whatever. Thank you though. Thank you for actually sending it. You're not getting an appointment without a deposit. That's just where I'm at. And with that being said, if I get the deposit and then I book the appointment, so then that's foolproof. I don't need the card holder. And also, I feel like I personally connect easier and faster when I am doing it myself and I'm talking to them, setting the appointment, versus, you know, they just set the appointment and you don't know until you go and check your books. And sometimes, I mean, I don't know about you, girl, but like I be checking my books the night before, the next morning I forget. I gotta check it before I walk in the studio, and ain't nothing wrong with that. As long as we know you when you walk in.
I love being surprised.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, hi! Oh my God, I forgot. Yeah, we know you when you walk in. We know what we're doing. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but it happens. And whenever I'm sending the confirmation text messages and everything, instead of it taking, you know, 3 appointments for me to remember a new client's name, because that's like a whole thing too.
That is definitely a thing, yeah.
I feel like if I'm the one there booking the appointment with, having that conversation with, and then I'm doing the confirmation every time, I'm remembering their name, if not the first appointment, the second one. So it just helps my brain a little bit more, like with the connection and stuff. And then just the 50% deposit is whatever. But here we have described 2 different ways. And I mean, is there any other way?
I'm not sure.
Receptionist?
Yeah, receptionist.
Damn, shout out receptionist.
Those are so great. I actually thought about having like hiring a third party,
A personal assistant?
a personal assistant for them to book all my appointments and for them to actually confirm and move my schedule around if I need them to, because like I just said, my brain is literally everywhere. And I will forget, and I do forget. I'm really working on not, but I do. It happens.
If you're working on it and you're trying to do the old school booking, I'll tell you what I do. I do not open a message until I know I am in a space and time where I can complete that conversation. Or maybe I'll reply real quick and I'll exit. And then if they reply, like it might take me a few hours or whatever. But I'm pretty fast. I'm gonna get a conversation done within a day or 2 if it's like in the evening and then we talk in the morning. But they're not gonna feel like they're waiting on me. I know how it feels when I reach out and people never reach out, or they reach out like a week later and I'm like, yeah, I already found somebody else. Like,
so I literally did this to a new person not that long ago. So they were referred to me, and I was like talking, right? And then all of a sudden I think I opened their message and like never
squirrel.
Yeah. And I squirreled hella hard. So like, days later, I was going through my messages and I was like,
oh my God, yeah.
I never responded to this person, right? And I was like, hey, sorry, I'm a slow texter. And they were just like, no, I was lost. And I was like, I'm so sorry. They're like, it's cool. Yeah, I still want to come in. I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's lucky, because I've done that, girl. In the past, I have not responded. It's been like a month and I'm like, oh my God, yo, don't email me. I don't know who could get my email these days, but don't ever email me. I'm not gonna get it. I don't check my email, but I have.
For booking, who emails?
I don't know when I have my information out there like that, but that's stupid. Ain't nobody. If you have my email, that's not valid. All I gotta say is social media, period, however you want to go about it, put yourself out there.
Yes. When I meet people, I always give them my Instagram.
People want to see heart behind business in a company. People want to connect. That's at the core of human beings. That's all we know how to do when we're first born. Like, that's really who we are at the core, connecting. So
I personally won't follow a page where it's literally only hair.
It's also important to think about, people are gonna look at that, what you see when you open it. Let's say nobody scrolls down your Instagram at all.
People just look at it. The first six pictures is very important. Yeah. So, and you have to keep it clean. Clean. So I have my 3 pinned on top, which are all, so it's hair, me and hair, and hair.
Yeah.
But I have to make sure there's me up there on my pinned ones, so people know.
On my first one.
The other one.
On my first one, like...
Me, it's hair, me, hair.
Yep. Go ahead and catch a vibe with me really quick. And you know what? It's important because let's go ahead and not waste time on a blind date in hair. You know, you get that first client, doesn't know what you look like, sound like, anything. I'd be throwing people off.
That is a blind date, huh?
I'd be throwing people off. They walk in and they are just shook about everything. They are not expecting this from me. Anything, if you're just thrown off, like, I get it, but are we over it yet? Are we over it? Can we get to vibing and doing hair and seeing how this is gonna work out and like getting down to business? Because it's just, I love to see who someone is whenever I'm going and trying to get something done, trying to book for something. I don't
want to be like, is there a whoever in here? No, that's annoying.
Yeah, I don't want to be surprised.
Who am I looking at?
Nobody likes to really be surprised whenever you're going in trying to spend your money.
No.
So keep that in mind, y'all.
Personality.
Is
huge.
Is there anything else you want to touch on within this professionalism topic that you feel is really important that we haven't already touched on? I feel like we have said a lot.
We've said a lot. Let me think. No, I don't think so. Not that I can think of right now.
Yeah, I think we're done.
I think we talked about a lot of stuff.
Yep. Well, thank y'all for your time. Thank you for listening to us babble. And we gonna catch you on the flip side.
Adios.